So we're sitting in front of what used to be one of my tree branches. We had a terrible storm. I'm not a meteorologist, but the way I understand it is it was called a straight line wind. So we were at the heart of this very severe thunderstorm. We got 5.5 inches of rain in less than an hour. It was pretty bad. I didn't feel the wind. I'm in a very well insulated bedroom, and this hit at 1:30 in the morning. But I heard what I thought was like really big hail hitting the house. Well, the next morning when I got up to see what the damage was, and we had no power, of course, when I could finally see again, it wasn't hail, it was trees. That was trees hitting my house. So we're fine. My neighbor next door, he lost 2 barns, and the neighbor on the other side, he lost every tree around his house, every tree. They're still on the ground. I guess they're doing insurance or whatever. But the kids had to come down, and we had the kids sawed up all the tree branches and got them up. I'll put some pictures up so you guys can see the extent of some of what we went through. But we didn't lose any buildings, but we lost 1 fairy tree. It is demolished beyond repair. And the fairies, let me tell you what, they were devastated for at least a day and a half. So they have recovered, and they're from their trauma, and they've decided how to fix this situation. So today we're gonna meet Daisy, and she's gonna make her debut, and I'll tell you what she plans on doing. So here we are at Daisy's place. Daisy's garden lies in the middle of our Rudbeckia genus central, aka all of our black-eyed Susans grow over here. So as you can see, when you first portal in, you read a little sign that says Happy Trails by donation. No matter how a fairy is feeling when they portal in, by the time they walk the happy trails of Daisy's place, they feel much, much happier. Their spirits are greatly lifted. So what better place to bring up morale around here than to walk the happy trails at Daisy's? So let's take a walk down the happy trails and see what makes them so happy. Well, they have brightly colored bridges, which are really, really cute. And it says the Crystal Crossroads. So as you can see, a lot of the crystals sit here. Normally these crystals would just be in my house sitting on a bench or a shelf, and nobody would really be enjoying them. So when they're out here, everybody gets to walk past them and enjoy that wonderful crystal energy. It always lifts my spirits, and I'm sure it does the same for the fairies, for Daisy's guests. So you keep walking down the trail. You can go either way because you're at a crossroads. You can go this way, or you can go around the long way. Or we can stick to this path, and you cross another cute little bridge. Now, as you see, there's a sign that says, "To the Sunset Bridge." So you keep walking down here, and you're on the Sunset Bridge. No matter what time of day it is, when you're standing on the Sunset Bridge, you will see a sunset. And I don't know about you, but a sunset always evokes happy memories and happy feelings in me, as I'm sure it does for the fairies as well. They have a cute little pond at the bottom that the bridge crosses over. But we can keep on going a little bit further down the road, and you'll see a magic mushroom. Now, I'm not quite sure what they do down here, but I do know fairies love to spend time down here at the magic mushroom, and I hear a lot of giggling over here. So I'm not sure. I'll have to ask one day just exactly what they do right here. But they love it. Maybe it's just simply walking past it. I don't know. I'll have to ask. So by then, they've crossed through the Crystal Crossroads. they've crossed over the Sunset Bridge, and they've spent quite a bit of time at the Magic Mushroom. So by then, they're starting to feel quite happy. So they stop in and visit Daisy, who always greets them with a smile, and they leave their donation. But before they leave, they can stop and get some tree advice from this magic tree. So Daisy, being ever so gracious, has asked that the broken tree not be thrown into the landfill. Instead, she's asked for it to be relocated into her forest. And she wants to donate her first $1.25 that is raised by the other fairies to replace this tree for her neighbor fairy. Much like my neighbor who came down to check on me at the very first light, even though he had lost so much, he came down here to make sure I was safe. That's what neighbors do. And so I am going to place the tree over here in Daisy's forest, but I feel like it might be a little bit dangerous, and so I'm going to order a tiny fence to be put around it, and then we'll erect a sign with a date on it, the date of the great storm, as a reminder when the fairies walk past that even though in the face of such adversity and so much could have been lost, we all came through basically unscathed, and we all pulled together to make everything right again. I think we can all take a lesson from Daisy and the fairies. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little tour of Daisy's place, and I will see you all again on another Fairy Thursday. By the way, Fairy Thursday is hosted by Grandma Sandy and co-hosted by my dear friend Lisa at Growing on Vancouver Island. Much love and light, many blessings, and much, much fairy magic.